guys, this is going to be the video for characteristics of quadratic functions. And this is something we did before we left, so it should be a little bit of a review, and then we'll get into something slightly new. So for number one, it gives us this graph, and it wants us to find all of these characteristics for it. So the first thing it asks for is the vertex. And if you remember, the vertex is the highest or the lowest point. So if we look at this here, this is our parabola. So remember, it's called the parabola. And the vertex is the highest or the lowest point. So if you see, this is our lowest point right there. So that means our vertex, we have to find the coordinate point. The x is at 1. So our vertex is going to be x is 1. And then our y is at negative 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, negative 4 is our vertex. Next we have the axis of symmetry. So the axis of symmetry is the line that cuts this parabola in half. And notice this axis of symmetry goes through our vertex. And your axis of symmetry is always x equals. So since it goes to the vertex, it's going to be this number right here. So x equals, it's going to be the x of your vertex, which was 1 for us. So x equals 1 is the equation of this line that cuts the parabola in half. Next we have the roots, solution, zeros, x-intercepts. These are all the same thing. You can just hear them in multiple different ways. And what these are, it's wherever our graph hits the x-axis. So here's our x-axis, and if you see, it hits the x-axis right here and right here. So in this case, we have 2 root, solution, zeros, or x-intercepts. You don't always have to have 2 though. So the coordinate of this first one, the x is at negative 1, so it's going to be a coordinate point, negative 1, and then our y is at 0. So negative 1, 0, that's our first root, solution, 0, or x-intercept. And the second one, it's 1, 2, 3, so our x is at 3. And again, our y is at 0. So with these, your y coordinate is always just going to be a 0. Next up, we have the y-intercept. And notice it tells us that the x is 0, so it's kind of the opposite of what we just did. And the y-intercept is where it hits the y-axis. So I go down, and this is the point right there where it crosses the y-axis. And that's going to be at, we know the x is 0, but the y is negative 1, 2, 3. So 0, negative 3 is going to be our y-intercept. Now, is it a max or a min? So the max or the min, the way we tell this, if your graph looks like this, there's the vertex. Now is this vertex, is it the maximum point of this graph or is it the minimum point? So is it the highest point or the lowest point? So it has a lowest point, which means it is a minimum. Or if it looks like this, with the vertex up top, that has a highest point. So that would be a maximum. Now if we look at this graph right here, here's our vertex. Now notice that one looks like this. So it looks like a U. That means it has a minimum value. So this graph has a minimum. Now with domain and range, so if we look domain, that's our x values. So our x values, we need to see what x values this graph would hit. So now if this line kept going on and on and on, it would keep going forever in both directions. So no matter what, it's going to hit every single x value because these lines keep going on forever. So domain for quadratic functions is always going to be all real numbers. So no matter what here, whenever you have domain of a quadratic, it's just going to be all real numbers. And last we have our range, which is our y values. And if you notice, our y values go up forever here. So they're going to keep going up forever. But notice down here, our graph never touches these points down here. So it's going to be everything above our vertex will be our range here. So it's going to be y. And then our vertex is our lowest point. We said that. So we know we're going to have -4 is our lowest point here. So our range, meaning our graph hits everything above this -4, which means y is greater than -4. So here's our vertex, there's nothing below it. So our y values are everything greater than that vertex, which is -4. So y is greater than -4 is our range. And that's all the characteristics of a quadratic. So now we're going to do it again on the other side. So first thing again is our vertex. And our vertex is right here. And the coordinate point for that would be -1, 2, 3. So our x is -3. And our y is at 0. So -3, 0 is our vertex. The axis of symmetry, remember that's the line that goes through that point. So just like that. And remember it's the x value of the vertex, so x equals -3. And remember the reason that it's always this x of your vertex is because your axis of symmetry goes through your vertex. Now our root solution zeros x-intercepts. So we're looking for when it hits the x-axis, which is right here, only once this time. So our vertex hits the x-axis, and that means we only have one. So it's going to be the exact same as the vertex, which is -3, 0. Now the y-intercept, where it hits the y-axis, so I go down and I notice it hits it right here. So the x has to be a 0, and the y is -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 0, -9 is our y-intercept. Now with max and min, we can look back over what I did here. So if it looks like a U, that means it has a lowest point or a minimum. If it's upside down U, it has the highest point or a maximum. So if we look here, it's an upside down U, which means this point here is going to be a maximum instead of a minimum. So these are the two types. Looks like a U that has a minimum, looks like an in or an upside down U, that's a maximum. Now domain again, it's going to keep going forever and it's going to hit every single x value, which means our domain is all real numbers. And then our range, it's our y values. So it's going to be y. And then we take our vertex. So our y value here is going to be 0. So we know the y of the vertex is going to be included in our range. Now this time, there are no y values above our vertex. All the y values are below the vertex. So here's our maximum point. There's nothing above it. So our y values are everything less than this 0. So y is less than 0. So if it has a minimum, your range is y is greater than. If it has a maximum, your range is y is less than. And then you're always going to take the y of your vertex or your range, because your vertex is either the highest or the lowest point. So that's all the characteristics of a parabola. Now I'm going to go on to just domain and range, more practice there because we usually struggle with domain and range a little bit. So with number 1, we need the domain of this quadratic. So again, the domain is going to go on forever in both directions. It's going to go on this way, maybe. There it goes on that way forever and that way forever. So our domain is going to be all real numbers. Now our range, so the range is always going to be y. And if we look here, we have a minimum value. So our minimum y value is at -1, 2, 3, 4. So the minimum y is at -4. And since it's a minimum, there's nothing below this -4. So all of the y values are greater than, or they're above, that -4. So y is greater than -4. Number 2, domain again, all real numbers. For our range, it's y. And then we look at our vertex. So the y of this vertex is at 0. Now there's nothing above our vertex, so this is a maximum. And if it's a maximum, all of the y values are below or less than. So y is less than 0. And my bad on those other two. Notice it is a closed circle here, so it should be y is less than or equal to, and y is greater than or equal to. If you go back to the two that I did up there, those should also have this line underneath it. That's my fault, I forgot it. So these are closed circles, that's why it's equal to. All right. Last two, number 3 and 4. I'm going to clear those. So number 3, domain again is going to be all real numbers. The range, we look at our vertex, and we know it's going to be y. The y of our vertex is going to be -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So -9. Now this is a minimum value. So all of our y values are above that -9, which means they're greater than -9. So y is greater than or equal